If I had to start an Airbnb business from scratch in 2025, and what's allowed me to scale to 18 plus properties doing 90,000 plus per month, here's what I would do differently. Most people think Airbnb is dying out because of regulations that are getting tougher in majority of the major cities. But in reality, that's a good thing, because that means most hosts are not gonna just go out their way, figure out the regulation rules. As long as you're someone that's willing to understand the regulations of a market and maybe understand how to get the permits, you're gonna be able to really dominate in that market. But my 20-year-old student, Jada, made over 12,000 her first month.
Hey everyone, I'm Jada Morales. I actually live in PA and I'm currently a realtor. I have Airbnbs. Even though I live in PA, I have two, one in Miami and one in Austin, that I'm able to run remotely thanks to Vanish. So I didn't use any of my personal money, so all was just funded from the bank, business credit cards. Everything was virtually. I didn't have to do a thing but lift a finger and literally answer the phone. I just basically hired people to do the work for me. Everything was just great. I didn't have to do a thing and I could still work my job and, do that as well.
And also, my student Mateo made over $3,000 profit on his first property at the age of 21 while being a realtor.
So my name is Mateo Sweet. I live up here in New York. I'm 21 years old. I'm a full-time realtor. When I heard of it, it sounds like it's too good to be true. It's like, it sounds like a dream come true almost.
As well as my student Sikander, who's only 24 years old, who's made over 40,000 per month now in less than 8 months of doing this Airbnb business.
Yeah, what's up guys? My name is Sikander Zafar. I'm from Chicago. And I'm 25 years old. I started a few months ago. Currently, I have 4 properties. I kind of jumped the gun and kind of just went all in. I think that if you have that mentality in this game, I think you can be very successful, because if you have the right mentor and the right, blueprint in hand, it's not really a risk. People like to say it's a risk, but it's only a risk if you don't have the proper guidance.
The only reason I've been able to scale to over 18 Airbnbs in less than 3 years of doing this business is because I've learned how to operate and systemize my business. And this is how you're gonna be able to scale if you wanna take your business to like how I've done it, where I'm able to do over 80 to 90,000 every single month on Airbnb's platform. Also, if you wanna check out any of my students that I've been able to help, like student Sikander, Jada, or Mateo, make sure that you guys click the link below somewhere in my videos. That way you can go check out other case studies with people that I've already been able to help. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys exactly on how you can scale an Airbnb business in 2025 and how you can acquire up to 50,000 plus in 0% business credit cards as long as you have a good credit score. I'm gonna share with you exactly how you can leverage other people's money and run Airbnbs across the world remotely as long as you have the right teams, systems, and automations in place. Step 1, you have to master the market in today's market in 2025. Most Airbnb hosts are still doing what they did 4 or 5 years ago, which doesn't work because you can no longer use iPhone photos, have bad furniture and staging. In today's market, you have to learn how to get professional photos, how to have a nice design for your property, and how to have good teams in place. That way you can consistently attract good reviews. You also have to understand in what kind of market are you in. Are you in a market that attracts more short-term visitors, more mid-term visitors, long-term visitors? And based on that is how you want to theme the property and how you also want to price your property the right way. You also want to learn how to use different tools to understand how to underwrite deals, which means how to correctly market research and analyze a property. One of the best tools that most people use as successful Airbnb hosts is a tool called AirDNA. This is where you can actually go on the website, punch in an address, and learn how to research the competitors in that market to really figure out the property that you are potentially gonna get in, if it's actually going to be profitable. The second step that you want to do is after you create an LLC, you want to go open up a business checking account, preferably with major banks like Chase, where you can create that relationship, deposit a couple $100s in the bank. And then the next step we can do is go out and start applying for 0% business credit cards. And if you have a really good credit score, typically you can get approved anywhere in the range of $10,000 to $50,000 on these 0% business credit cards. Step 3 is you want to find and secure properties the right way. Again, the most important thing is doing it the right way. So step 1 usually is you want to go out and start going on websites like Zillow or Trulia, and you can actually find properties that are for rent and you can go out and market research them and cold call landlords. And if you're not someone that understands how to do this, I will drop a link in the description. Now, the most important thing is if they say yes, the next thing you want to do is go inspect the property, get an inspector, get inspection done at the property. And then step 4 is you want to build your business remotely with the right operations in place. For example, you want to have the right cleaners, you want to make sure you have the right furniture builders, good photographers, good handyman. These are people you're going to need essentially in your team when you're launching a property or running any property. Step 5, you want to launch and optimize for maximum profit. The way you do this is by number 1, setting up your property the right way. What I mean by this is having good furniture, having a good design, theming it out, staging it out correctly, getting professional pictures. That way your property looks good. Number 2 is going to come down to your listing. Do you have a good title, description in place? Do you have the pricing correctly done? Number 3 is you want to make sure you have the right teams in place, which is mainly going to consist of the cleaner. You want to make sure your cleaner is very good, very professional, and always on time. And as long as you have them and you've set up your listing correctly and you can attract good 5-star reviews, your business is going to start booming and you're going to make a lot of money. You also want to make sure you have the right insurances and everything in place. So one of the main short-term rental insurances that you guys can use if you want to always be protected and avoid any big mistakes that can happen in your business, you can use an insurance called proper insurance, or there's another small one called lemonade. This is how if any damages happen to the property outside of just having Airbnb air cover, which also protects you up to $1 million. These other short-term rental insurance companies can also protect you, and they're usually anywhere from the range of $30 to $100 every month. This is how you can have that peace of mind while running your business. But here's the reality, trying to execute all of this by yourself, especially working a full-time job, is nearly impossible without having the right guidance and systems and the blueprint. In fact, on the call, I'll walk you through exactly on how I can help you. You now have the complete roadmap that I've also given my blueprint to my students, that some of them that are now doing over 6-figure a year on Airbnb. By the way, if you want me to set up your first Airbnb property and cash flowing you within the first 60 to 90 days, I have a done for you program where I'll go out and find your first property for you, hand it to you, and help you run it correctly. Now back to the video. Also, if you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment below and make sure to subscribe for more value.